My daughter Paulina to share an exciting new project. Over the years, we've talked to a ton of young people about what they really want to know about relationships.
It's difficult to know who you are and what you want, especially as a teenager. And not everyone has access to an expert in their house like I did. Of course, it wasn't like I was always that receptive to that advice.
Right, no kidding.
But now we have written the book on consent. It is called It Doesn't Have to Be Awkward, and it explores relationships, romantic relationships, and sex.
It's a great guide for teens, parents, and educators to go beyond the talk and have honest and meaningful conversations. It Doesn't Have to Be Awkward will be on sale September 21st.
You can order your book anywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, and of course your independent local bookstore. Links are available on drdrew.com.
So pre-ordering the book will help people, raise awareness, obviously, and it'll get that conversation going early so more people can notice this and spread the word of positivity about healthy relationships. So if you can, we would love your support by pre-ordering now.
Totally. And as we said before, this is a book that both teenagers and their parents should read.
Read the book, have the conversation. It Doesn't Have to Be Awkward, on sale September 21st.
Hey everyone, it's a dose of Dr. Drew.
It is. I'm looking at the restream here. Hi guys, sup? Hi Tom. We also have a good sized audience here at Clubhouse.
Oh wait, I got to turn on the volume.
Okay,
Sorry.
for those of you.
Sorry for Clubhousers.
Yeah.
Wondering what's going on.
For those of you at Clubhouse, I'm going to, if you raise your hand there, I'm going to be calling you up to the podium. And if you do come up and choose to speak, you will be also streaming on, make sure I get this right, Susan.
DrDrew.tv.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Twitter.
And not
and
Rumble,
YouTube.
like that.
And then we have a surprise guest coming at the 30-minute mark, and we're going to turn off YouTube because we want to talk freely.
Fair enough. We have been in YouTube jail twice for me talking to my peers about controversies in treatment and COVID. And we didn't advocate for anything, but because of that, because of certain words that came out of physicians' mouths, we were put in YouTube jail twice, and we can't afford another one. So that's that. I'm watching you guys, as I said, on Restream. And should I be watching on Rumble too, Susan? Isn't that true?
No, we don't have Rumble today.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have the thing for it, but Caleb said it might knock the show off from yesterday, so I have to.
Oh, that's interesting.
We're still in the process of getting this worked out.
All right, so let me get some people up to the podium here and get started with some questions, and we'll see where we go. Joshua, what's going on?
Hey, Dr. Drew, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Not much. So, I haven't gotten a vaccine. And I saw the tweet that you sent about, how it's going to be negatively impacting people who haven't got a vaccine. And basically, I'm okay with the fact of not being able to go into these businesses that are requiring proof of vaccination.
Good.
And I just don't feel comfortable yet getting it, and I don't want to just get it so I can go see a show at a concert, something like that. So I don't know. I want to know what you thought about what I think.
I don't think that coercion is if we coerced patients to take treatments, we would be seen as physicians as misappropriating our position, our power, and not engage in collaborative, appropriate ethical care of a patient. So coercion it does worry me a great deal. The point of my tweet, though, was none of those things. That tweet was just pointing out that because people of color are disproportionately unlikely to get a vaccine, they will be disproportionately discriminated against. You will have a circumstance where a large majority of people, say in New York City area, who are of African descent, will not be allowed into restaurants. That's insanity. That's a certain insanity. I mean, I can't even believe that they're allowing this policy to stand. So there's 28% vaccine rates in the African American community. That means what, 59, 60. Do the math for me. 71% are not going to be allowed into gyms and restaurants because of their history and the color of their skin. I don't understand how people can let that stand. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
I mean, the thing with me is, everyone has access to the vaccine. I'm not getting the vaccine, but I know I could. I mean, I could do it today. You know what I'm saying? So, and they can do it today too. But you're right. There seems to be, there seems to be a problem there when you start to look at the numbers. But I think we had a problem. I mean, that's as if racism doesn't exist. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that there was no racism before there were, before we were asking everyone to bring their vaccine cards in, right? So this isn't like, whether this is racism or not, there is racism.
I'm not making a comment on that.
Right.
I'm just saying that
okay.
the policy in its inception and execution is segregating based on ethnicity. I can't say it any clearer than that. It's a policy that is segregating humans based on behaviors that are related to ethnicity. It's called Jim Crow. I don't know what else to call it.
So you can't tell me to get a vaccine as a physician, but you can. I mean, we can talk about it. I mean, I will
coerce you. I can't.
I will let you convince me to get a vaccine. Now, the thing with me is, I didn't want to get the Moderna. I don't want to get the Johnson and Johnson. So for me, it's this new one, the Novavax, or it's the Pfizer. And the Pfizer seems to be like, when you look at, say, a CVS pharmacy, they're like, oh, well, if you want a Pfizer, well, hey, excuse us. That's, wow, you really want something special. It's like, no, I just don't want to be sick for like a week. You know what I mean?
I can't promise that's not going to happen. My son took the vaccine this week. He didn't need it because he'd had COVID, but he was coerced because school required it, and he's been sick for a week. So here we are.
Well, how sick was he? What are his symptoms?
I don't feel comfortable.
Okay, can you say what kind of vaccine he got or no?
The standard
or
vaccine.
Which one?
Standard vaccine.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah.
And you're gonna be sick. It's look.
Yeah.
Steve is right here in the audience.
Wait.
Hang
Let's
on.
wait.
I gotta wait, Steve, until I'm off of YouTube.
Yeah, well, at the 30-minute. Yeah, before we start going crazy.
All right, Steve,
I'm having a problem getting on the Clubhouse myself. It says that. Oh, I got on. Okay, finally. So we have somebody else coming in at the 30-minute mark, and that's when we're going to turn off YouTube, and we just have to explain to our Clubhousers and our YouTubers that you can head over to the other platforms like Twitch or Twitter or Facebook when we stop the YouTube feed.
Okay, and then Steve will bring you up then.
And then save it. Save it.
George Clark, what's happening, man?
Nothing, just hanging out. I was wondering if you saw the thing I posted in Locals with the new COVID data tracking. I forgot the name.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I was looking at stuff this morning.
Yeah, I pulled it off of Scott Gottlieb's Twitter account.
What's the bottom line? What did it say? I don't
kind
see
of
it.
an antidote to the doom and gloom where the states that right now have the worst COVID outbreak are actually starting to turn down in terms of transmission.
Right.
And that states like us who are a little behind are starting to slow. So it's.
I see this article. This is based on what this is based on a hope that we will be a mirror image of what happened in the UK, right, where there was a steep spike and a steep decline. And I personally have learned from this virus not to put a lot on just hoping, but this particular, I'm looking at the data. It still doesn't show the turn very well. You know what I mean? It shows the plateauing, but I'm not sure it's showing a turn. It all scares me. I got to tell you, because it's not that I'm panicking, but that how much farther down this road are we going to go is what scares me. I'm sick of this. And I wish people would publish the fatality rates and the hospitalization rates, and we just look at those, because the case rates are becoming less and less and less significant, except that cases do predict viral replication, and we don't want this thing to be replicating lest a really bad variant come along. So what did you take from the article? I'm just kind of glancing at it here. What did you take away?
I found it interesting. I just wanted to run it by you to pick your brain on it. 'Cause I'm totally incompetent at filtering out data.
I think
So-
I'd have to look at it more carefully. It's good. Looks like good data, but I'm not sure what the data's saying, which is always the hard part. You know, how do you parse out where we are and what's happening? And I wish I had better numbers on hospitalization and death rate, because that's what really is important. Now, remember, the endpoints on the vaccines were not cases. The endpoint was hospitalization and death. We don't really even know what the the probability of preventing infection is. We know there's breakthroughs. We know Delta's a problem, but I'd like to see more on the death and hospitalization rate. You doing okay otherwise?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Just
Good
hanging
times.
out in the city.
All right. Good times. I'm trying to get through folks here. Oops, hold on. I'm trying to get David up, who's been there for a little while. David, what's up?
Hey, Dr. Drew. I just want to say thanks for all you're doing. I have a question, a personal question, if you're cool with. How do you feel about the media and other sources trying to cancel you you are?
It's so fun, David. It's so fun. It's a good experience. I must tell you, let me just tell you, for starters, I've strangely gotten used to it. I've now been through it so many times, and I see how the fake news develops. And I can't wait to see if they do something with the tweet we put in yesterday, which was just pointing out how essentially racist the vaccine passport policies are.
Yeah, but you're quoting other people too.
It doesn't matter. They turn it into something else, and that's when the press goes crazy. And
well, at least this time, people didn't get mad at you for make fun of your language. We tweeted well.
It's not them making fun of language. It's them not reading and having an emotional reaction based on what they think they're seeing, and that's where the fake news gets going. And so that troubles me greatly, that we have those kinds of mob actions based on fantasies. It's weird. But what else, David?
So I grew up with K-Rock. I was born in Huntington Beach. Lived there most of my life. It's my birthday today.
Hey, happy
Thanks for calling
birthday.
me up.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. And Steve, I've listened to Steve Kirsch many times. I know they're going after him hard. I know you can't talk about him until later.
It's crazy.
So
It's
amazing.
Crazy. Yeah, isn't that weird?
I find it so amazing. Brett Weinstein.
Maybe we should say goodbye to YouTube now and send everybody over. Okay. I like to just once reiterate the same thing. I put up the links for the other platforms if anybody's on YouTube and they want to continue to listen, or you can go over to Clubhouse. They're there, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all the things via drdrew.tv. So I'm going to turn off the YouTube channel now.
So David can talk a little more freely.
Yeah,
I can talk freer. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do it first. Okay.
Hold on, we gotta get off.
Let me do it. It takes a second. I have to get over to that screen.
This is the insanity of the world we live in. You can't. You'd have to. The French underground has to go underground.
I know. I
We'll
put
be
the wrong date on
broadcasting.
here, but I will change that on all these channels later.
It is.
Okay.
It's literally like being the French.
So say goodbye to
underground.
everybody, and thank you
Bye,
for joining
YouTubers.
us. We'll see you next week on YouTube.
Oh, no, next week or tomorrow?
Next week.